The principle that I was asked to speak about today is a principle that Dr. Parker taught us for so many years, and it's the be, do, have formula or principle. Have you heard that before? And this one, when I first heard it at a Parker seminar as a student, I was recognizing the fact that he was trying to teach us how to decondition ourselves from failure. Because unfortunately, when Dr. Parker came into the scene in the 1950s and began the Parker seminars, the reason he was able to be so successful in his 18 clinics is because he realized that this principle is the foundation for all success. But unfortunately, as society, as human beings, we have been conditioned to think that we must have something, right? We must have something before we can do something, so then I can be someone. I can be someone. And most of us in our conversations are constantly talking about the having, right? Am I the only one here? It's the having. So may I ask you a question? How many of you would like to have more money? Raise your hand. All of us, right? How many of you would like to have more happiness? How many of you would like to have a better relationship with your partner? Come on, guys, raise your hand. I know you want to. Come on, don't be shy. How many of you would like to have nicer shoes? Come on, ladies. You're not kidding anyone. I've been to Nordstrom's. I'm telling you, that shoe store in Nordstrom's, whew, it's the busiest place. How many of you would like to have a bigger screen TV? Come on, my fellows. Or a nicer car. See, all these having things, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, in life, you learn that life was meant to be a life of abundance. There is so much abundance in the universe. The challenge is that our minds are very limited. And if we can just be able to tap into what we in chiropractic call our universal intelligence. When I heard that principle of universal intelligence from my chiropractor in my first visit, I realized that I was dealing with a healthcare provider that was tapping into a greater intelligence than the one that just my body had. See, we call that in healthcare giving hope to your patient. See, in the early years, our pioneers were the last resort for many of the conditions that were killing human beings, or perhaps creating tremendous amount of suffering. So their conviction to be a chiropractor and a chiropractic assistant in those days was so high because there was no other choice. So even though every so often somebody will be knocking on the door and taking them to jail because they were practicing medicine without a license, allegedly, they would still go to jail, adjust all the inmates, right? The judge will come in between sessions and get adjusted too. But what was beautiful is that the patients will stand outside of the courtroom with their picket signs, "Release our chiropractor." And then they will interview them and they will testify that they were not, that the doctor never said they were practicing medicine. They were practicing chiropractic. And that's why BJ was writing so many books about the distinction between medicine and chiropractic. The challenge is that there's only one thing, it's called healthcare. And it's a mess. It's a mess because it's set up in a paradigm that is no longer working. It has bankrupted not only most of the countries out there, but it's bankrupting all of us individually. Harvard University released a study 2 years ago that said that over 65% of Americans went personally bankrupt because of a healthcare issue. Over 65%. Can you imagine that? One thing, health, is allowing so many people to go personally bankrupt. It's interesting that the study also cited that the majority of those people had health insurance. So health insurance is not going to be the answer to you be able to live your life to your full potential. But the challenge is that as we're growing older, right, as we begin our journey of life, we begin to put things as our priorities in life. And many people have sacrificed many things, from relationships, right? You get very upset at your parent when they don't want to buy you something that you want. Am I the only one with children in the room? But I want this. Or perhaps, you're in a relationship and the other person has an expectation that you will do something or buy something for them, but you don't do it, and they resent you for not doing it. The having, unfortunately, has kept us from the most important thing that Dr. Parker was teaching us for so many years, is that in order to have things in life, you must be that you want to have. You must be that you want to have. So a simple exercise is this. Let's say that I want to have more fitness. This happened to me personally. I wanted to be more fit. This happened probably, I think it was maybe 18, 20 years ago. I was at a Parker seminar, I think in Toronto, if I remember correctly, and the speaker was saying, is there anything in your life that you would like to have more of, or that you'd like to be better at? And the only thing I could think of it at that time was I wanted to work out every single day, but I was not doing so. And then the exercise was very simple. Now that I know that fitness is what I wanted, then he shared the formula that Dr. Jim had taught us. He said, well, what are you going to do to ensure that that's going to happen? And then he said, but the doing is not really where the magic is. Who are you going to be once you achieve it? Does that start making sense? Who are you going to be once you achieve it? You see, being is about modeling. You don't have to recreate the wheel. Just be around. Anthony Robbins and Jim Rohn taught a lesson that says that we are the sum of the 5 people we surround ourselves with the most. You heard that before? We are the sum of the 5 people we surround ourselves the most. Being is about surrounding yourself with the people you want to become like. Why? Because when you're modeling, you begin to do what it is that it takes you to have the things that they have. Now, I never saw myself necessarily as someone like Dr. Jim. I never saw myself as president of the school, even though as a student he would always tell me I'll be president one day. I would always tell him I'll do it when I'm 60 because the job paid $1 a year at the time. Most of you don't know that Dr. Jim never got paid a salary for being president for all the years he was president. And he contributed more money to the school to this day than anyone else out there to get the school going. But you see, I was modeling him during that time, and little did I know that after he passed away, the board would ask me to serve on that capacity at such a young age, at a time that I was loving my practice and enjoying the success, but it wasn't what I was meant to be. I was always meant to be the thing that I was working towards, which is modeling him. And I started modeling him to the point that then I started becoming like him. And people will come to me and say, Fab, what do you think Dr. Jim will say towards this? And I was almost right on all the time. Because I could be like him. I could think like him. So I want you to understand something. This principle will change your life personally and professionally. I want you to, anytime that you have a thought that you want to have something, I want you to ask yourself 2 simple questions. Who do I need to be to have it? Right? So who do you know in your life, or who do you know out there that is actually having what it is that you're wanting to have? And what is it that they do on a regular basis? And model that. Does that make sense? Whether it's your practice, whether it's your professional life, whether if you're a CA and you want to become the biggest CA in the world, I want you to know that the being is something that is yours, no one else's. There's been so many times. Look, I'm in my 3rd career right now. I was a chiropractor practitioner for 10 years. Then I became a president of a college, for 13 and a half years. And now I'm doing media and television and radio and speaking and books, a whole different career. Why? Because my being, and this is what I want to leave you with, can never be about me. It has to be about a cause bigger than myself. And when you find what that cause is, I promise you, then you will have the being that you really were meant to have, and not that you limited thinking thinks that it is. because I want you to know that you were meant for greatness. God bless you. Thank you so much.